Taking a second. What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back to the mothership on the heels of Saturday night's main event. Just finishing up. It is us, the Wrestlemaniacs. I'm always your people's choice, Don Rodriguez, joined by the big guy, KG, and the Nubian Sumo fellas. What is going on?
Nothing too much.
Anticlimactic is all I got to say.
Happy to report that my North Carolina Central Eagles beat those Howard Bison today, 35-14 in Howard.
As long as it wasn't homecoming, was it?
Might as well have been.
Well,
it's like a mini homecoming for us whenever we come up here to play them.
Well, I'm quite sure. Was that network? Did you watch it on network TV?
No, I was on ESPN Plus.
Oh, okay. Not to say I don't remember seeing anything shown, but hey, congratulations, Sumo Zone. KG, how you feel about that?
I think it was Howard's homecoming. So if y'all beat him for Howard homecoming, that's some bullshit, brother. But it's all good. But I also heard that North Carolina.
They should have put us on their schedule for homecoming. That was an insult to us.
Well, anytime you go somebody for homecoming, it's an insult. But I heard it was some other stuff at your homecoming last. When was it? North Carolina Central homecoming last week.
Yep.
I heard y'all got some problems down there.
Oh yeah, we took an L to Dell State. We
no,
sure did.
No. Y'all got some other problems because
see that lie couldn't even come out.
Land.
Hold on, you broke up. Some of what you was trying to say, KG, didn't come through. What'd you say?
They parked on a farmer's land.
Huh? Who did?
And they ruined his hay crop. The people that went to North Carolina A&T. Huh?
That's A&T, not North Carolina Central.
I'm sorry, that was North Carolina Central. They went to their homecoming. If I find the article again, I send it to you. Like he lost his whole hay crop for the winter.
Wow.
But they say it wasn't people it was people that were affiliated with the school, but it wasn't students. They don't know where these people came from. So they decided to park on his land and they ruined his whole hay crop.
Well, that can't happen because North Carolina Central's campus is in the middle of Durham, North Carolina, in the city. So that couldn't have happened.
And I'm glad you said that because I was going to send it to you. I was like, yeah, Sumo would have said something about this. But because I was like, this don't seem right. This seemed like somebody fat. And with this age of AI, everything, you got to double and triple check everything that you see and you read. So
that's true. I think KG is AI right now.
I could be, but you know,
Always in the microwave. That's
well,
what
I'm
he is.
not in. I see. I'm not even in the microwave. I'm. You know what? I'm an email Hat Pockets. Like, hey,
Sound
we
like
want
you
y'all
in
to
the
sponsor us.
microwave.
No, not in the microwave just yet.
Either in the microwave or under the covers.
No, I actually got up. I got up and I walked out because I'm working from the phone today. So I got up and I got out.
Okay. Well, as long as you finish, that's all that matters. So, going back to the topic at hand, as you can see, Saturday night's main event just happened, as I mentioned, bringing it home for the wrestling. And I know that the Nubian Sumo is not a fan of tournaments. I wanted to know what y'all thought about this epic announcement. And this is courtesy of WrestleOps from the post that you see about John Cena making the decree, I guess, that there will be a 16-man tournament that will include people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and some folks that don't work there, quote unquote. That probably could be AAA. So we'll see how loosely they allow that to happen. Will be involved in this 16-man tournament. It's going to start on Monday night, November 10th, from Boston, Massachusetts. And it's going to go between that Raw, that SmackDown, at least we know. Not sure if it's going to hit a third Raw, all leading up towards Saturday night's main event in DC on December 13th to determine who his last opponent will be. So my question to y'all is this just a way to increase the ratings? Or is this stupid and they should just go ahead and do what we talked about or something that's close enough?
Yeah, this is a ratings ploy. The pure and simple. Something to just stretch it out and give you reason to watch the next 3 shows because he's not going to be on them except for the one in Boston because that's going to be his last one. So yeah, it's just a way for them to bring people on to watch the shows. It's also a way to hide who they're going to bring speculation as to who it's going to be. Because there's so much speculation as to who it's going to be. Is it going to be Dominic? Is it going to be Gunther? Is it going to be Edge? Is it going to who is it going to be? So, yeah. So you've already stated my frame of mind when it comes to this thing. And first thing I did when I said it, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
But if they're trying to, well, KG, say your part, and then what your thoughts are, and then I'll ask this question.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, my wife brought it up not too long ago when they were talking about it. She said, "Didn't you guys make a prediction? Isn't that what you said was going to happen? And they're going to bring everybody out and make this a grand spectacle?" But I think this might have been one of the things that we already said was going to happen, where everybody from all ends of the production. Hell, the guys in the back gonna be out there. The guys we used to hire in the truck during the anchor days probably gonna be there. Like, yeah, I think we called this, but it's gonna be somebody they gotta go out with a bang. And I think it's just gonna be Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna put that out there. And I think it's just gonna be Brock.
All right, I said that last week, and both of y'all shut me down.
Well, I just don't want it to be, just because it would just be a waste. No,
I don't want it to be Brock,
but a waste of an opportunity for somebody else because Brock is already established. He doesn't need the rub, and he's already beat the Undertaker. So beating John Cena, where are we going to go with that?
But it's not really. But is it really about giving somebody a rub, or is it about putting?
That was Cena's point. Was about
days.
No, Cena's point was about leaving the industry better than when he started. Giving somebody an opportunity, to be on a grander spectacle, to almost make somebody, without saying it. He was talking about that. So that's his words or his premise. So under, his premise and his parameters, Brock doesn't need it. He beat Taker at WrestleMania. What more does Brock need?
Well, a Brock Lesnar match for his last match would not be about Brock Lesnar. It'd be about Cena getting a win over Brock Lesnar.
If Cena wins.
Cena's going out looking at the lights.
Well, remember, we talked about it as well. Like, is it traditional? He's going to win, or is he going out on his back and doing a job that way?
It's traditional for you to go out on your back, but
right.
There have been exceptions to the rule. And even Kevin Nash brought it up in one of his podcasts not too long ago. He said, you go out on your back when you know you're going somewhere else. You don't necessarily have to go out on your back when you know you're not coming back.
In the back.
So
right.
So I mean, they could easily give him this win just to keep him on top on his way out.
Possibly. Well, let me ask this question, because the other thing a tournament does, which is why I don't understand why they're doing it, is it eliminates the surprise. Because in order to have a tournament, there's kind of one thing you have to do. You have to put names on a bracket. Where's the air of surprise? If you show me a bracket, and this is where I'm worried, because the moment he said people who don't work here, they need to deliver, or if they phoned it in like they did, what was that, 2 pay-per-views ago on ESPN? Oh man, it's going to be, industry changing and this and that, and it's going to be crazy and da-da-da-da, and we didn't get that payout. So if we don't get something or someone that is just going to be like, what? I can't believe, and not just one person that's just what I can't believe, then it's going to be stupid.
Not so fast there, my friend.
Okay.
Because you can have a tournament. You don't have to put names on the tournament. You can just have brackets. You don't have to have names attached to the bracket.
So you're gonna have when have they shown an empty bracket on WWE TV?
A few King of the Rings ago, you didn't know who was in there. I guarantee you somebody's gonna get a bye and all this other stuff. They don't have to tell you who's in there. So no. Let's no.
So you think they're gonna show the bracket? We got a bracket, but everybody's redacted. And you're not going to find out who it is until the match happens and people just walk out.
Man, they might hit the big wheel, or they might do the lottery balls or something like that. But KG, you can get away with it.
KG. I mean, it can be done, but do you think that that's what they're going to do? From everything that we've seen so far.
Now that it's been said right here on this very show, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Sumo, what's your thoughts on that?
It's plausible, but like you said, I doubt they would do that, because like we just said, they're using this as a way to get butts in the seats, and they're going to put together matches that are going to attract people to those shows. So between Raw, SmackDown, since they said they're going to include NXT, they'll probably have a couple of NXT matches on NXT, eliminator matches or whatever, quarterfinal matches. They're gonna let you know who's going to be on those brackets.
Do you think this is where we get Obafemi?
Possibly. It'll be a good way to bring him in.
Trick Williams?
Possibly. That'd be a good way to that would also be a good way to bring him onto the main roster.
What about Ricky Saints, the NXT champion?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Okay. So keep it to people that are on the bubble for moving up potentially in a draft situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that. I would
What
say
about Ethan Page? I don't think there's going to be any more than 3 NXT people. You talk about 16 slots.
I think those will be the only 2.
Really?
I don't think. I don't think they're going to be pulling with so many people out of NXT. Two people are proud. 2, maybe 3 people, like you said. But I think it'll only be those 2.
Okay. If you had to name a third, who would it be? Maybe somebody that's not a major player from NXT, yeah.
I'll probably go with a Josh Woods.
Okay. Did John Cena ever have a feud or anything with Fandango?
No.
Okay.
I don't recall them ever even being in the ring together.
I'm just thinking about some other folks that they could bring into the fold on the that don't work here. John Morrison.
If you're talking about that, you're talking about TNA. You're not necessarily talking about AAA.
I forgot about TNA. They could do some TNA.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna get a couple they're gonna get a couple out of there, and they'll probably pull a couple 3, 4 out of TNA. Joe Hendry being one of them. Like you said, they might bring in Santana.
Okay.
They might bring in what's his name? The guy that's got the international belt. Steve Macklin.
Okay, so that'd be 3 though.
And Moose.
I put Moose in over Macklin.
So who'll be your 4th?
No. I would just do 3. 3 from TNA. 3 from TNA, 3 from NXT. That's 6 people. That gives you 10 people. Well, we'll say 8 people. 8 WWE, Edge and Jericho.
Edge and Jericho?
Why not? Because they gotta have somebody. Hendry, for those that are smart and get it, will get it. Moose, they're like, okay, it's a TNA guy. Why is he there? They could say that, or even Santana. Okay, why is he there? They can make some cases for those that aren't, paying attention to, the internet and stuff like that. But when you have those names or people of that caliber, then the eyes are going to start going up. The eyebrows are going to start raising. Like, whoa. Hold up.
But you wouldn't say, I could see Edge or Adam Copeland, whichever you want to call him.
So he'll be Edge at that point.
But he would definitely be Edge coming back. But wouldn't you save Jericho for Royal Rumble?
They've already leaked that Jericho's coming back, so I would think
it's been leaked, but WWE hasn't said.
Like that. And Tony Khan was in an interview saying, "Hey, the door's always open whenever he would like to come back." So they're done. I don't think there's a non-compete. So Jericho could do whatever he wants to do. In my belief,
I wouldn't put Jericho in that tournament.
Why not? Because you have one on Raw, the other on SmackDown. Next week they show the brackets. So on Raw, here's your bracket. I wouldn't even mention all the names. Just show the bracket after the video package. Here's Raw's bracket for next week. Here's SmackDown's bracket for next week. Again, if the mission is to get people to, not butts and seats, but to tune in, that's how you would rope them, right?
Same thing.
Jericho, and of course, they would be the main event match. So, you're going to wait. They're going to stone cold them, make you wait all the way to the end, and then you have the match. You can have an Edge versus Moose, Jericho versus Santana, or something to that effect. But I think we need
it can happen, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket myself.
I'm with you, but they also need all those eggs because as much as these tickets cost, and now that they're showing the trailer and all this stuff for WrestleMania 42, they need people to want to go to Vegas. So that means that, and we got Survivor Series. We don't know if that's going to be a bloodline situation or if that's going to be a Judgment Day. I'm sorry, correction. MFT versus Wyatt Six situation. A potential bloodline-led, Jey Uso's group versus Jimmy Uso's group, or if it's going to be what other thing they got going on? Division versus CM Punk's group. There's quite a few options that they have, but if you can add that star power to it and work your way up, Edge doesn't have to be in the Royal Rumble. He could be, but he doesn't have to be. Jericho declaring himself in the Royal Rumble, I think that'd be something. So I don't know. But rewinding a couple seconds, fellas. What's up, Maddie? Maddie, it's a couple moments ago, but, Alex Jimenez got hit by a pitch and benches just cleared in Game 7. So obviously Saturday night's main event has an effect in Major League Baseball. Midnight Rider is putting himself over. And then he's also saying that, MFT versus Wyatt for the men's battle would probably be the best way to go if we're going to go ahead and do, the match beyond the War Games. KG, why are you so quiet?
I'm just taking notes and writing all this down because I think they're gonna flub the finish, man. I really believe they're gonna flub the finish.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm right there with you. I have that feeling. I'm hoping not, but again, a tournament that's leading us down that road of we're gonna have to take what we can get versus ruthless aggression promo and somebody walks out and we're like just mind blown. That's what I was hoping we would go to. But then again, it is the WWE, and there could be another swerve or something else. Somebody wins the match and they get their behind whooped, and then it becomes a triple threat, or somebody just can't compete. Something could happen. It's possible. Could be old contract signing that night, and then somebody signs the contract. There's ways to work around it if they want to. So check this out. I know it's a day late, $1 short, but first and foremost, happy Halloween yesterday. But something else that happened, I know it's a wrestling show, but we don't keep to topic. But I did, and I was excited to see this. Took them long enough, but I did want to take a moment on our show and congratulate Robert Englund on getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And if you go back and if you check the posts out on social media or see some of the pictures, I know we have folks that have played Freddie, well, one other person technically that's played Freddie, but when Robert Englund strikes the pose with that glove on, that's Freddie. So just outstanding work. I mean, Robert Englund's done a lot, but we all know that he is the Kruger. And, I'm quite sure, KG, you didn't sleep quite a few nights.
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street kept me up. So I can't say that.
I bet you ain't want to cut no bread or nothing, make no sandwiches. You start seeing them knives.
Man. I remember the Nightmare on Elm Street TV show.
Yeah, Freddy's Nightmares. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but I was also mad because it wasn't about Freddy. I guess back then I just wanted, Freddy in every episode, and I get it. You can't really do that, but at least he was a host, and I will give them credit. Freddy's Nightmares was better than Friday the 13th, the series, because that had nothing to do with Jason Voorhees. So I'm like, wait a minute, it was a good show, but nothing to do with Jason Voorhees. I'm like, what the hell? All this other stuff that y'all investigate, doing all this, but what the heck is Jason? Can I get somebody slashed up in here? But either way. So I just wanted to take a moment, indulge ourselves in some pop culture, and say congratulations to a horror icon, being Robert Englund. And Sumo, I'm sorry, you got any fond memories of Sir Jason there, or Freddy, or Pinhead, or whoever else you're scared of in the horror? It's Halloween, the day after. You can talk about it. I know you try not to be scared, but you can talk about it.
Laugh at those things back in the day, but now I can't watch horror movies.
Really?
These movies these days, man, are just out of control. I can't do all that blood and guts for no reason. I mean, Freddie was an artist.
Right.
Freddie had rhyme and reason to his killing. So I mean, but all these guys now, like the clown, what's Pennywise, and
you got something against Pennywise,
I mean, it's just nothing.
Pennywise was an artist.
Pennywise is not
as a character.
He's a hack.
Okay. What about The Conjuring, or those type of demonic type stuff?
Mm-mm.
Not into that.
Mm-mm.
No, man.
I'm too much of a Christian for that.
Oh shoot, that means you're gonna be safe after you leave the movie theater.
No, not necessarily.
You
get them souls hop through that screen and jump inside me and whatnot. No.
I guarantee they won't stay long. Like, nah, dog, this dude drink too much. I take a demon, be like, yo, I can't handle this. He ain't got no liver. I ain't gonna be around here too much longer. Let me go ahead and find some other crazy person to jump into. So you may be safe, Sumo.
Yeah, that's all right. I just like I decided not to go downtown DC, especially to the Galleries Metro train station. I'll stay away from that too.
Okay. Well, at least you'll survive. So it's safe to say, KG, that Sumo will not be caught in the woods running and accidentally trip and fall to his death. I think he's safe.
My ass too fat to be running anywhere anyway. So no, I ain't running nowhere.
Hey, I tell you this: some crazy little wild thing chasing you, you gonna get up some speed.
Nah, I'm more likely to step up. Like I said, I'm too fat to be running.
Oh Lord! So you're gonna be like the black dude in
take my chance.
What was that? Friday 13th 8 KG? Wasn't that the one where he went to New York?
Jason Takes Manhattan. He gave Jason that fade on the roof. If he would have hit him a little bit more, just maybe one or two more times, he'd have put him down.
Everybody in the theater was marking out like, a little young black kid over there. He was a boxer. Tan Jason up with the 1-2. You'd have thought he was almost Tyson over there.
If Jason lets go of that machete and let me get a hold of it, them Achilles tendons is cut. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, true.
But
that is funny. Let me ask y'all this. And this is something, again, we off topic. We crazy. In every movie, like Scream, we just going to take Scream, for example. The killer comes out. Ghostface comes out. The woman, whomever, Neve Campbell, whomever, hits him with something, and then they screaming. They may knock the killer down or whatever, and like, oh my goodness, and then they run off. Why don't they finish the job? If I bust you upside the head with a glass and you fall down, I'm shanking you.
Because the movie would only be 10 minutes.
Well, God dang it, at least you lived.
That's why you get rid of the black people first.
No, that's why we ain't there. I think
every group movie that has a whole bunch of people in it, and they got the 1-2 black people in it, you always kill who first?
Well, yeah.
Why? Why do you kill them first? Because they're the ones that's most likely gonna fight back.
Yeah. Well, at least LL Cool J survived. You know,
I was just getting ready to mention that.
There's only two: LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Busta survived in
Halloween Resurrection, Halloween H2O. They only what's the one? Deep Blue Sea. LL Cool J and Deep Blue Sea. He survived that too.
Yep.
Ice Cube and Anaconda.
Yeah, that's 3. Okay. That may be it. That's sad. I think that may be it. We may have to Google it.
Maddie got.
Now think about those 3 people: Busta Rhymes, Ice Cube, and LL Cool J.
Will Smith is not smacking any of them on the stage. I can tell you that. But yeah, I feel you. What were you saying, KG, about Matty Ice?
Maddie got a point. That Eddie Murphy bit on No Black Families and Horror Movies is a great bit, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
If like people with common sense, you're not going to sit around and you're not going to wait for the killer to get back up to kill you. You're going to finish him off right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
The only one that didn't really have a chance was Samuel L. Jackson and that shark.
Yeah.
He had no chance.
Do you count Snakes on the Plane as a horror movie? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it freaked me the hell out. God dang it. You know, I'm squirming all in the theater. But is it horror or is it kind of action adventure? If you count it as horror, Sam would be the 4th.
I don't know if I would count that as a horror movie.
Okay, it's kind of blurred a little bit.
Just and since we're talking about that, and it is that time of year again,
don't do it.
I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say.
Oh, go ahead. We do this every year.
You want to say it for me?
No, go ahead. I don't want to take your spot.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views of the Nubian Sumo are not
the man
those of
said it himself. Bruce Willis said it himself. It's not a Christmas movie.
Bruce Lee was not in his right mind.
Bruce Lee? Who's Bruce Lee?
I mean, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I almost did the same thing.
You got me all messed up.
Got to be honest.
Bruce Willis. Die Hard 3 was not a Christmas movie.
No, but the first Die Hard, the second, and Die Hard 1 and 2 were Christmas movies.
They were not. They were done during Christmas, but that don't make them Christmas movies.
Tell that to everybody in the Nakatomi building, okay? Tell it to Hans Gruber. He ain't going to see his kids at Christmas.
Because he died and became Metatron in Dogma.
Hey, do what you got to do, man.
Let me ask. Love you. Is Die Hard 1 and 2 a Christmas movie? Yeah. Yes. She said yes.
What does she know?
So I tell you what. Would it make you a believer if they put Die Hard 1 on a Lifetime network or the Hallmark Channel in between other Christmas movies?
It'd just be another movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Okay. Neither one of y'all smoke cigars, right?
Right.
If either one of y'all decided y'all were going to start smoking cigars, who was the first person you're going to go to?
You.
Yeah.
If you want to know anything there is to know about Die Hard movies, who's the first person you go to?
Hans Gruber.
No.
Don't you put Bruce Willis kid? No. Leave Bruce Willis out of this. I'm going to go to Sam Jackson.
What you mean bring Bruce Willis out of it? It's his movie.
I know. Because I know where you're going. I'm going to go to Carl Winslow. How about that?
Carl Winslow.
Even Google says it. Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Google don't know shit.
What did Alexa say? What does Siri say? Let's find out. Let's find out. Who you asking?
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Hey Siri, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
You bitch, you don't know neither.
And Google said yes.
Siri have to
Not
bring
on
Wikipedia. Trent,
hold on.
I asked you, and you're supposed to respond. See, that's when you know AI has got too smart for its own good. I'm not going to get into controversy. I'm going to give you a Wikipedia article to read. What kind of shit?
But no, hold on. Google said yes. Not only is Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie, but it's more of a Christmas movie than its predecessor.
Dang. Cash me outside.
Whatever.
Oh, man. But I bet you'll be watching it during Christmas time.
Every year.
Only if it's on.
Of course.
No, you got to watch that. You got to watch Die Hard 1 and 2 every Christmas.
There is only one movie, Christmas movie, that I look at every year.
24 Hours of a Christmas Story.
It is a Christmas story.
Every year. Every year.
I give you that. But hold on. What classifies a movie as a Christmas movie? A setting around Christmas, holiday-related themes and tropes and festive visuals and music. Die Hard 1 and 2 gave you all of that. Thank you, Levy. Shout out.
Was there a Santa Claus in Die Hard 1 or 2? Was somebody dressed as Santa? I
believe it was.
If there was a Santa in it, Sumo, that's a Christmas movie, dog.
See, now.
Well, go ahead.
And Don, to your point, if they put that on Hallmark for like 25 days of Christmas, and they threw in like, the Christmas Village, and they say, "Oh, we're gonna play Die Hard 1 and 2 in the middle," I'd actually watch that. I'd sit still and watch that.
You watch 3 minutes of some Lacey Chabert movie, and then next thing you know, Die Hard comes on. You'll be like, "Well, it's Christmas time."
Well, see, I won't have that problem because I don't watch Lifetime.
I challenge you, since you don't watch it or Hallmark Channel, I challenge you, Sumo.
Hold on. I got a new entry.
Movie. Doesn't matter what part of the movie it's in. Turn it on and watch it for 3 minutes and let me know if you can walk away.
I got a new entry in what's the Christmas movie?
Okay.
My wife said Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Don said it is. Sumo?
No.
What? How is Gremlins not he gave him the daggone Mogwai for Christmas.
And
everything that's happening is happening at Christmas. The damn Gremlins were hanging out in the Christmas tree with the Christmas hats on.
Okay, so Friday After Next is a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is. Friday After Next. Trading Places.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. Batman Returns. They're all Christmas movies.
Whoa.
Wait, what you wooing for? What movie you wooing for?
Edward Scissorhands was a Christmas movie.
Was not a Christmas movie.
It was a Christmas movie.
No, dog. No.
When Harry Met Sally
is a Christmas movie.
No. We got to take Batman Returns out of that one, dog. There ain't no Christmas movie. That's a Batman movie. I can't let you ship that one. That's disrespectful to Tim Burton.
I don't know, Maddie. Maddie say they're Christmas movies around Christmas, but not about Christmas. Okay.
Gremlins was about Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
But Trading Places was about Christmas.
He going to a holiday party to meet his wife to try to make up and save his family for Christmas.
Home Alone 1 was a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Well,
and that's the most popular Christmas movie of all time.
No, sir.
Home Alone was about negligent parents.
Yeah. How did you get all the way across the ocean?
Forgot all about their child and neglected them for a whole week.
Was that negligent or was that intentional? Because if they're badass kid, like, you know what, you don't listen, we're gonna leave your ass.
Are you leaving, regardless of how bad your children are you leaving them behind by themselves in a house?
I ain't gonna tell nobody.
They didn't tell nobody.
Hold on. As big as that house was, I still want to know what his dad did to afford that house all electricity, and pay for 9 people to go to France. I want to know exactly what he did because look, this like them house shows. And they be like, our budget's $3 million. What do you do? I sell paper for NASA, and I sell I fold napkins for the president. Like, I want to know what he did for a living.
I don't know what he
That's
did,
the
but he
biggest
had
question
that
about
money.
Home Alone.
He had that money. He could afford all that technology, so that way, little Kevin could make all that stuff, and the fridge was stocked. Like, I was jealous
You
of
know
the
what?
first time I watched. Like, hold up, he got food in the
He
fridge and anybody there to cook it, and the
he
deep
was
freeze.
breeding butterflies. That's what he was doing, breeding butterflies.
My God, dang! They got it made.
Money laundering. Money laundering or flipping money for drug dealers or something.
He could have been doing
suburban pimp.
Yeah, I agree with Maddie. A suburban pimp. Yeah, he had to be doing something.
Why are we talking about badass
My name
kids?
is a pimp named Slickback.
Say the whole name, just like a
Tribe
Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, the pimp named Slickback. But while we talking about badass kids, I do got to put my shameless plug in. As always, Game of Thrones is a show predicated on one badass kid not listening to his parents and climbed the goddamn tower. If Bran would have took his ass home, whole show would have been easy. His whole family would have been alive. Everybody been flourishing. Everything's good. Little badass kid. And then he want to try to no-sell everything at the end of the season or the season finale. Oh, I knew this is what it was going to be. Somebody to punch that little fucker in his mouth. Did you know that was coming? Third eye Raven, let me punch you in your third eye. Dumbass. Messed up. I'm still mad about that Hodor episode. Hey, sorry, spoiler alert. It's been long enough. But if you don't know about the Hodor episode, you need to go watch that. That pissed me the hell off. Anyway, while we're talking about people that could piss folks off, did want to share this little tidbit of nugget thanks to PW Mania because they have an inkling. Hello. They have an inkling that there could be a possibility that Vincent Kennedy could return to the WWE. What say you, gentlemen? What's your thoughts on that? How you feeling?
Under what terms?
That we don't know. But again,
in what position?
That we don't know. But that's why I'm bringing it to the table. Because if there's any group that can flush it out to make it make sense, that'll be close to the pin without going over, I think that would be us. How would you sneak him in? Chairman? Well, now he wouldn't be chairman of the board, but board of directors.
You probably make him head of creative or something.
No, well, I don't know. That'd be a stretch.
Bring him back as a hooded figure, and then all of a sudden, it was me. It was me all along.
Yeah, he could be the what was it the laptop? What they call him?
The
general manager.
GM. The what?
Yeah.
Anonymous Raw general manager.
The anonymous Raw general manager. Yeah, they could do that. They could do that.
Do you think that the Saudis would be requesting this to have the Mr. McMahon character at WrestleMania?
I doubt it because they'd have done it already.
Or do you think it would be a Hall of Fame situation?
Possibly.
Do you think there will be a crazy level of protest for that?
When you say a Hall of Fame situation, what you mean, to induct him into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
If he hasn't inducted himself, but by now, which he should, and to be honest, all controversies aside, he should have been inducted in the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, ages ago, because what he's done through the Golden Age, the New Era, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, PG Era, that's all him, So he should have been inducted in the Hall of Fame long ago. So if it hasn't happened by now, I don't think it's going to happen. But
the same thing they said about Triple H. once Triple H took over, they said he was never going to put himself in, so they had to sneak him in.
You've been in twice, like God dang.
But he's never been in on his own,
right? But still, you in twice.
But
you got
now,
call it a day.
Now, if you decide to put Vincent Kennedy McMahon in his own Hall of Fame, which is deservedly so, even after all, and we can add in out of the ring stuff with all the accusations and the things that he's been accused of and the thing over the years, there should be no reason that China is not on that same ballot to go in.
Agreed. At this point, what did China do? I know it's a tale of generations.
Yeah, so now we got it back.
Back then, oh my gosh, anything sexual, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Versus now, OnlyFans it up. I'm still, no disrespect to anybody, but I was watching Macy Estrella or it was Lacey Evans and WWE talking about, how she wasn't really into it, in reference to, WWE. She was into it, but she really was focused on the family and stuff, which is good. That's always something you want to get to hear. That wasn't her first passion, and as they kept giving her roles and giving her opportunities and things, she was like, hey, it's okay if y'all want to slide me back a little bit. I'm happy to be here, but I don't need to be in the main event or anything like that to a larger, grander scale consistently, because she wants to go home and be with the kids. Now I say that because then we turn right around and then you see the OnlyFans pictures. You're like, okay, how do we go from want to go be with my kids to let me show almost every part of where they came from? That's the thing that kind of perplexes me a little bit, at least in certain situations. With oh gosh, what's her name? The one that doesn't need to work for WWE ever because they can't afford her.
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose, yeah, she ain't got no kids. She's like, whatever, I'm gonna do my thing. Like, you go and do you, girl. Do you. But that was a different time. Now, Vince, it's another pill that you have to navigate. How do you spin that?
Look, you got all these wrestlers who's going through the Me Too and the speaking out movements. They got into all this trouble and got blacklisted and all this and that. They're back in wrestling now. Folks that actually got fired from WWE have made their way back into the WWE, whether they work there or not. So, it all passes over time.
Yeah, and we talked about that.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We've talked about it in the past. So
Rock is back.
It's going to come to a point. It's going to come to the point, regardless of how bad you did something or how much you did something. It's all gonna be erased over time. Time heals all wounds, as they used to say.
Yeah, but in this particular instance, I don't know. I don't know how Vince comes back from this because, Velveteen Dream hasn't came back from his little incident, and I thought that he was proven innocent.
Yeah,
he could have a lane, but
he shot himself in the foot since then a few times.
Yeah,
where he could have come back.
His mouth is kind of screwed that up a little bit.
Yeah, he a little flippant with his.
Now, if he would have prefaced everything, especially the latest stuff, when he was talking about, I'm going to ruin everything, I'm going to ruin this and ruin wrestling. If that was a character, okay, I can see that because you're portraying a character. But, I didn't get that vibe because I was like waiting for this is the character that he's portraying. Nope. Well, can Vince repent and for see, it's a sucky way I want to word this because we could get in some serious trouble, but I guess it's a legitimate question. Under the general concept here, he repented his sins. He found Jesus. repented his sins, and got baptized and whatever, we don't know, but if he did, and that's what he's speaking from the heart and saying that, does that give him a lane?
Number one, I'm not gonna let you have that.
I'm asking a question because under the premise,
no, it's what you preface it with when you said that he repented and found Jesus. See, that's the problem. And this is the second show that I had to get biblical, but you cannot find something that is not lost.
Well,
People always say, "I found Jesus, I found God." No.
You can't speak for Vince. That's why I'm not. I don't know what his religious status is. I know they were.
I get that.
But
I get that.
If
but
it was
you
lost
can't.
to him,
Yeah. But see, that's my whole point.
Speak for him.
That's my whole point. You can't say he found Jesus, he found God, because no, God found him when he was at his lowest.
Well, no, I said
if you feel that your relationship with God is not as close as it used to be, make no mistake which one of you pulled away, and it wasn't him.
Right.
But I don't want. I didn't come here to preach tonight. Now,
look,
but
brother,
I'm just saying,
brother Devon, big guy KG. I said there's no good way to really pose the question or the thought process, because I don't want to offend anybody of any religion or anything like that. But that is in premise a real thought, because if that's what he was to come and say, like I said, my question is, does that give him a lane?
But do you believe him if he says that?
Ask Shawn Michaels.
Nobody believed him up front.
Right. But what happened? It was what? The walk he walked. We haven't really seen Vince other than pictures from 80th birthday, the TKO merger thing, and when he ran into a car by accident. But other than that, we haven't really seen Vince at a level to understand what his walk is. But if, there was a lot of people at his 80th birthday, if they're vouching, saying that he's walking in that way, who's to say that, that could be an opportunity? It's not unheard of.
They weren't there to get an opportunity in case something happened with WWE. And he was talking about starting up a new company.
Here's a question. If he was walking in that way, would you believe it?
That's
honestly?
what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's in his walk. Shawn Michaels, as shown, and folks, when you are the most hated person in the back, and now everybody that wasn't talking bad about you because they just wanted to, they were just speaking the truth, that you admitted that how you were just existing in that space. And now in the second breath, they're saying, but now this guy, when Bret Hart is like, this guy, Undertaker, this guy, the list goes on, this guy versus, OG Shawn Michaels, this guy is the one we enjoy. This guy is the one that can mold the future of the business. This guy is the one I'm going to give NXT to and say, run it, and not expect him to put himself first, put himself over, put his own aspiration or anything. It's all about the NXT rookies that are coming through and seeing them come to fruition, seeing what he can make and how he can support them. That walk, if Vince is there and, he comes back and that's the type of person that walks in. But also at the same time, he still needs to be Vince McMahon and yell at somebody. But it's how that conversation goes as well. Because if you come in,
all he got to do,
and he's putting heart, then he's not going to be as effective as he was.
He just got to come back and say he lost his smile. That's all.
So I don't know, but if PW Mania has a thing, stranger things have happened. The question is, how would it happen? We talked about, possibility. Everything could be negotiated towards setting up for, Vince to buy it back. This also could have been a huge long-term storyline in real life, a true shoot. I'm going to sell it, be pissed. Everybody's going to be in shock. They're going to go ahead and do something so that way it takes the ownership off of me. Then they say the dumbest thing in the world to the world. We are about money. We're not about families. Like, why the hell would you say that on a family product and then name Vince McMahon as the guy that put families first? So, you set all that stuff up and then people are pissed at TKO. We don't like it. This is horrible. Vince comes in, saving grace. There you go. And then gives it to Shane. If you're going to do the right thing. Give it to Shane or Stephanie or somebody. Yeah, but it needs to stay in the family. Give it to Shane. Well, to an extent, hey, Shane, let that Triple H cook. Maybe. Who knows these days? But hey, we'll see what happens. Like I said, PW Mania had the thought, posed the question. We'll see what happens. Quick shout out to saw we had Gentleman Jack join and post a comment, wanted to let us know that on Wednesday at 8 p.m. He'll have Bishop McNamara, head football coach of Greg Calhoun ITPS. So, definitely, as always, we talk about it at the end, but we'll talk about it now since we have both Maddie and Gentleman Jack on. So make sure you check out both of their shows on Monday and Wednesdays and stuff like that. Or I think Tuesday's coming up for Maddie for a few shows for the foreseeable future. But, check it out. Great interviews, great conversations, from those two gentlemen and their show partners. So make sure you check them out. I know they will love to hear from you and love to see you. But where we're going to end some things, well, we got two things. And I know it's Saturday night's main event, but I'm more than happy with it. There's one thing that came out of it, but I'm more than happy with it. But I do want to bring this up just because, and KG, indulge me, Sumo, indulge me. But I think this is worth us talking about because it's a what the hell. Goddamn ridiculousness has been canceled after 14 years and 46 seasons. My question to you, gentlemen, is this. What the hell else are you going to put on MTV? Because 99% of the entire network of what you're showing is ridiculousness. The other 1% is the challenge. And, 0.5% is a challenge. And a little 0.5% is music videos like 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell else are you putting on ridiculous? I mean, on MTV. How do you cancel this show? As much tomfoolery is out in the world and social media. Does this make sense? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
But that's why I got canceled, because of everything that's on social media. And you can get everything from everything you got on ridiculousness. You see it on there, but hey, guess what? I seen that on X a week ago. And I thought ridiculousness was on longer than 14 years. 46 seasons. Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was only on for what, like 14 years? So how do you get that many seasons out of 14 years?
Because they were churning them out. 2 seasons a year. They were filming 12 episodes, I think 13 episodes maybe.
How long is that show? I don't watch that show. I've never watched that show. So is that like a half-hour show, or is 30 minutes?
Half hour.
I can see that then. Okay.
So yeah, you can bang it out and be able to do a bunch of stuff. But
like you say, and like KG just said, all of his material is coming off of the internet, stuff that people see all the time, every day. So
it is,
and then on top, and then from the little clips that I have seen since the story came out, all he's doing is, let me show you a clip. He showed you the clip. He's like, yeah, that's crazy. Let's go
No,
to
no,
the next
no.
clip.
Don't you downplay that. don't you downplay that, Sumo. Rob's a great host. His witty banter is great.
But is he great enough to make?
Stilo is the straight man.
Is he great enough to make $35 million a year? And it said that he was supposed to make 42 next year.
Yeah.
He's worth that to you?
Yeah. And that's without the endorsements. He baked in the only person to ever bake in a contract at that level to where he can promote his own product or other products and on the back end get paid for it. Like Rob did some stuff, man, that will never be done again. But man, that the show is iconic now. It is replaced, in my opinion, and the lexicon of MTV. It has replaced the Real World as the standard of what MTV post music videos is. In my opinion, Lord knows I watch MTV a lot. From TRL days, all that stuff. Even back in the day, when it was just rock and roll, and I want my MTV and all that stuff. I'm back there too. I believe it was 89 or so. But I've ridden the wave, and was pissed off once the music went away. Once they got rid of TRL, then that T-Mom garbage made no sense. But once ridiculousness came, I'm like, man, I could just watch that show. That's my Sunday routine, man. I can turn that on, bang. If there's a final season to be had, I just want to campaign and say, don't finish it with special guests. Put Chanel back on the show.
Chanel West Coast.
That's it.
East Coast, whatever.
But Mama Chanel West Coast. But put Chanel back on the show so that way she can, ride out and be her, Stilo, and Rob, just like they started many, many, many moons ago with that crazy little laptop looking stage set that they had on their first episode. But pop culture is changing.
MTV isn't the only one that went the way of the dodo, and I agree with you. What are you going to show? You ruined everything with Teen Mom. You stopped giving us TRL, and nobody does video countdown shows. BET garbage. All they do is show Baby Boy 27 times a day, and then Tyler Perry movies the other 15. And like, we don't have video countdown shows anymore. Nobody makes music videos anymore. I remember Cedar's World and Video Link, Jukebox. You had 106 in Park. You had all these things. We don't have that anymore.
You even had the gospel countdown show.
Yes, you had BET Gospel. You had BET Jazz.
After Bobby Jones, you had the countdown show for that. I mean, it was the thing. That's how the music got out. I think if it wasn't a necessity, and because you're kind of captured by it, and I know we're a podcast, but the wonderful world of podcast still hasn't got to the level of television of importance. Radio would be dead by now. But it just works out that, hey, I got my radio in my car. But radio, in my opinion, would have been replaced by, those countdown shows if they could have streamed that at the level that we have now with Sirius and all that stuff.
Well, radio's going the way of the dodo too, because you have podcasts, because the radio shows are doing podcasts on top of their radio shows.
Yeah.
So you can consume it more because you're not home, or you're not in the car. You can consume so-and-so show from your phone, from your computer, from your laptop. You can consume all of these things. And then you look at it, Sirius XM. If they throw enough money at certain people, they go over there, and if you don't have Sirius XM, you don't hear it anymore. Like, I can honestly be honest with you. I listen to the radio maybe once every couple of months. Most of the things that I want to hear on the radio, I go listen to it on the Odyssey app, which you can also find the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs and the Sideline Junkies all on the Odyssey app. I go listen to that and get my snippets of what I want to hear. And I'm like, okay, I got something to talk about. Radio is dying too. Like in the area, we don't get 18 jams in a row on WPGC no more. I don't get my house music mix on 92Q. WKYS doesn't give me slow jams at night, and the stuff that they playing on WHUR that's called old school, it's the stuff that I grew up with, so I feel old.
Oh, you old. Yeah, you're old now. You are old. I'm right there with you, though, because the only thing that I'll enjoy is the morning shows. Like I'll listen while I'm taking the kids to school. I'll have Ricky Smiley on. Then I'll, listen to Steve Harvey for the Strawberry Letter and a couple of segments, and stuff like that. Just go back and forth between the two. And then the local Hawk and Tom show that we got down here in South Carolina, that'll be my third. So, that's really my dedicated radio. And then after that, it's like, whatever, as I'm driving around Hotlanta, it's, what's his name? Ryan Cameron. His segments in the afternoon is pretty entertaining as well. When I can catch that, but generally I'll just be watching something on YouTube or, trying to find, some stimulation mentally through stupid TikTok. We all need to be like Sumo and just do like carrier pitches and stuff. Life would be so much easier.
Everybody can't be like me.
That's true. But I do have something as we work towards the end of the show. I wanted to put it at the end because we're going to come back to it probably next week. But this is something just for the Nubian Sumo that I know he would love to dig into because, that's what he does. So courtesy of Righteous Reg, the 2025 BW 500. This is 500 of the best black wrestlers in the world, according to Righteous Reg. And I just wanted to cover the first 5. You go ahead and look them up on X or Twitters and all that stuff to be able to look at it. They've got all 500 people there. So you can check out their post from a couple days ago. But I just wanted to touch base on the top 5 and see if y'all agree with their assessment for the 2025 BW 500. And this is their 7th edition, 7 years of doing this. So, Sumo, I'm quite sure you're familiar with this the prior years, yeah?
Yeah, this is a guy that deals with Fightful Select, and he's been doing this for a little while. He's been kind of consistent.
Right.
He's been okay with some of these. I'm questioning this one though.
Okay. I'll start. I know I said 5, but I'll do 10. Just because, it's interesting on the framework of who he has. And I would be interested to know as to what the parameters were. So we'll have to dig a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah, and I was like, I actually took the time to try to find what the parameters were. And there's nothing
that you can find.
They didn't post anything as far as what justified him putting this list together.
Or maybe we can kind of figure it out. But here's what we have for the top 10, according to Righteous Reg, or it could be Righteous Reg, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So number 10 is soon to be mom, Naomi. Side note, we still have no return date for a finger injury for Bianca Belair. There's some little rumors stirring that she may be pregnant. If she is, smart move. Get it all out the way now. But haven't really seen her too much, even on the socials. Because I'm like, man, ain't dressed up.
I would think that would be the only reason something happened tonight that happened. Since we didn't talk about it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I would think that happened because she may be coming back soon.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought too, at least for Mania. But if there's a little bit of a baby something there, we'll have to see. But number 10, Naomi. Number 9, Powerhouse Hobbs. Number 8, Michael Oku. Number 7, Ricochet. Number 6, Obafemi. And then we get into the top 5. Sumo's favorite women's wrestler of all time, Athena, is number 5. Number 4, we have Leon Slater. Number 3, Javon Evans. Number 2, Swerve Strickland. And their number 1 top African-American black wrestler, depending on how you want to look at it, Mercedes Moné. So we start the top 10 with Naomi, end at Mercedes. What's your thoughts on that?
Most of this top 10 I can agree with. Mercedes, you got to give it to her. I mean, the way that they're using her right now, as opposed to any other African American black wrestler right now, you got to give it to her.
Right.
Swerve, number 2. He's been hurt. He's been hurt for most of the year. Now I'm thinking that this is a yearly thing, so it's going from last Halloween to this Halloween.
Right.
He's been hurt for most of that.
But he still had
he wasn't champion during any of that.
Right.
And he wasn't really. He was kind of sort of main event with the Hangman Adam Page storyline and some of the things that he did toward the end before he went out. It's questionable for him to be that high.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So would you move Athena to number 2 and swap Swerve and her? That would put Swerve at 5 and her at number 2.
I could agree with that.
Because that would be 2 black people that have long title reigns or multiple title reigns of substantial note in 2025.
Yes, definitely. Actually, I would probably put Athena 1.
Really? Over Mercedes?
Over Mercedes, because I mean,
well, she just now started the belt collector. I can see that, yeah. She's
just now started the belt collector thing recently.
Yep.
Most of those belts, you rub them together and you might get 2 cents out of them. 2 of those belts that she's got aren't really legitimate championships, because one of them is the Owen Hart tournament belt, and the other one is a retired belt that was mailed into the Rev Pro Women's Championship.
Right.
So it doesn't even exist. It's just a belt that it's a belt that belonged to a company that got bought out by Rev Pro, and they just unified the belts. So that belt doesn't really even exist. So for her to be she could be 12 belt Monet, but it's only 10 titles.
Right.
And if you look at 10. And if it was a spades hand, it would be more like 4 and a possible. Now, Javon Evans and Leon Slater.
Yep, at 3 and 4.
Those are up and comers.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think they're
getting a lot of burn? No.
Right.
Javon hasn't gotten any belts yet, but he's
putting in the work.
He's putting in the work, and he's main event status in NXT right now. So I can kind of see that. And Leon Slater being pretty much in the same boat in TNA and getting burned in NXT. You know, I can see that they're interchangeable. So that's why they got them like that. You can put them 3, 4 either way, and that'd be fine.
Would you move Ricochet up though and swap one of them?
No, I move Ricochet down.
Okay.
I move Ricochet down. I'd move Powerhouse Hobbs down.
Who would you bring up?
I would move Michael Oku down because Michael Oku, if this were 2 years ago, yes, I put him in the top 10. But he hasn't been. Michael Oku has not been Michael Oku since he left Rev Pro.
Right.
So
everybody can see the top 50 at least.
So going down further into the top 20, into the next one, into the next 10, I should say. Because you got, and I'll go ahead and read them off since you read off those, since we're going to be ready to talk about it. Lee Moriarty, which is your Ring of Honor pure champion right now, 11. Kevin Knight at 12. Darius Carter, who is the guy who put together I Say Wrestling.
Yep.
At 13. Myron Reed, who's in TNA right now with the replacement Rascal. But he's a pretty good wrestler. Riho is a black female wrestler out of Britain. She's in the UK, which is she's like top tier in the UK right now. Ricky Saints, we all know who he is, NXT champion. Queen Aminata from Ring of Honor and AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Williams at 18. Willow Nightingale at 19. And Trey Miguel at 20. Trey Miguel being another member of the Rascals in TNA.
Right. So Trick Williams be up there higher?
Move Trick Williams top 10.
Yep.
Ricky Saints needs to be top 10.
You think? Because I mean, he came into NXT with a bang, but he wasn't used that heavy or properly used at AEW. So, do you think? And I'm a Ricky Saints fan, trust me. But great guy when I met him. But hasn't had that much time. This time next year, oh yeah, I'll probably put him up there.
Next year, if he keeps going this time next year, he'll definitely
10.
be top 5, if not top 3. If he keeps going.
But what's interesting is they got Jade at 43, who thankfully beat Tiffany Stratton tonight. I know we were getting there, but I wanted to, leverage where she was on this for comparison. So she finally has her world championship. And, I wonder if Tiffany's injured or something's happening because that was pretty much a squash match.
It was real anticlimactic to me. But
No. If Tiffany wasn't injured when she came to that match, legitly injured, she was injured when she left because that first sit out powerbomb, she hit her head, and then the next gut wrench that she took was pretty brutal because if you seen when Jay picked her up for the second gut wrench, she held the back of her head as she was going down.
Yeah, she was.
Let me make a correction. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Number 13, Darius Carter, is the I Say Men's champion. Okay. He's not the guy who put together I Say Wrestling. The guy who put together I Say Wrestling is 105, Darius Lockhart.
Now, I do see one error, and I'm not sure how this slipped through the cracks unless there's something else I need to know about. But our favorite Brit, or somehow out of nowhere Brit, Nyla Rose is 45th. Does Nyla Rose have some black in her? Because I could have sworn she was Indian.
Nyla Rose from Surf and Quarter. Cut it out.
He's half black, half American Indian.
I'm just joking because it's like, well, you was half black, half Indian. You was all Indian. Now you British. Where are we going? Man. And what are you?
Man, Nyla Rose grew up around Mayfair. Stop it.
I'm just messing with you, KG. I'm quite sure. Nala's going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer with some Mambo sauce and some Chuck Brown. So maybe British Chuck Brown, but Chuck Brown, to say the least. There you go. So we'll come back and dissect this a little bit more. Maybe talk about, some other folks to highlight, some great professional wrestlers that are all over, the top 500. But we just wanted to call this out. Again, go ahead and take a look. And look up Righteous Reg or Reg, R-E-G, depending on how you want to pronounce it, to be able to look at the full 500 list and, determine whether or not you agree, disagree with where everybody is placed.
And as a homework assignment to everybody, see if you can notice somebody that's actually missing on this list.
That's a big statement there, Sumo. That's a pretty big statement.
One person in particular.
We'll give him a little bit of a hint there.
Nope.
Thanks. See how he do you? That's how he does us too. Like, God damn, you could have, gave us a little something. But even though he's being a butt,
it's glaring. I mean, it's I mean, actually, while y'all were talking here before we got to this statement, I was actually looking for this particular person. This because I was like, where are they? I never saw their name. And I was like, it's not on here at all.
No, maybe some beef. Maybe some beef. But KG, I got something special. Sumo, this is extra special for you because this is out of your hometown area, your home state. You ready for this? You ready? Sit. No, I'm not going to hit you with I'm not going to hit you with the Triple H. So back in 1985, this is what a Saturday would look like for the Nubian Sumo, potentially. Out there on WTBS, Championship Wrestling at 9:05 a.m. 11 a.m. Worldwide Wrestling on, I guess that's channel 14. On WDCA, WWF Wrestling at 11 a.m. So you had your choice. Channel 36, World Championship Wrestling at 1 p.m. Channel 14, Worldwide Wrestling at 6 p.m. And we all know what comes on at 6:05, Daddy, on WTBS. So 6:05 p.m. World Championship Wrestling, and then technically it was 2 time slots because it also was 6:35 p.m. On WTBS. So you had an hour and 10 minutes in essence of some World Championship Wrestling. But then you can transition over to some Mid-Atlantic Wrestling on Channel 3 at 7 p.m. Then World Championship Wrestling again re-airing on WTBS at 7:35. And if you were still up at midnight on ESPN, believe it or not, you could catch AWA Championship Wrestling. So, Sumo, does that look familiar to you? Is that how you was rolling back in the day?
Nope.
Well, goddamn. Kiss my ass. Okay.
Now, remember, this is what? This is DC?
No, this is North Carolina in 1985.
Yeah, it does say North Carolina. But this would not have been Charlotte because I lived in where my hometown. We picked up pretty much Charlotte stations coming out of Charlotte, stations barely coming out of Raleigh back then, and stations coming out of South Carolina.
Okay.
So this may have been more so Greensboro or further west in the state. Now, if we had, let's see, 1985, I'm about to tell my age. 1985, I would have been 15.
Okay.
My father didn't get our satellite dish in our yard No, he already had it. He had it when I was 13. So I was able to see TBS.
Okay.
And okay, so WDCA, I'm not sure what that was. Like I said,
that's a DC channel. I was about to ask you, did y'all get WDCA that far down?
That's what I'm saying.
That's channel 20.
We wouldn't have gotten anything from DC. And this would have been cable. And we didn't get DC channels in North Carolina in where I was, at least. And channel 3, my area didn't have a channel 3. We had, and I believe that would have been CBS if it was, because that's what it is now.
Okay.
So and ESPN, that would have been cable, and I really didn't pay it. I paid attention to AWA wrestling through my satellite dish. And at midnight, I wasn't watching AWA. At midnight on Saturday nights, I was watching the Joe Pedicino report.
Oh, wow.
With Joe Pedicino and Bonnie Blackstone from 12 to 6 in the morning.
Okay.
So that's how I kept up with AWA. Mid-Atlantic, I would get I would get at 12 o'clock noon on Saturday mornings. They came on right after the cartoons ended.
Okay.
And then 605, that one that we would get, that would be on cable. My grandmother had cable, so I would see that on there if I didn't get it on my satellite dish. And WWF, we didn't get WWF down there.
Right. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
We didn't get WWF at all until Black Saturday.
Right.
So, like I said, this was most likely either northern.
Yeah.
This was probably either northern, like up toward the Virginia line.
Yeah.
That would get this line up, or further west from me.
But that is a good lineup, though. That covered a lot.
It does.
What they were getting. That's a whole day of wrestling. So it shows, at least why North Carolina is, flair.
By the time I was able to figure out the coordinates and whatnot and the times for the satellite dish, I was getting way more than this. I was getting Florida Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling. I was getting Mid-South television. I was getting New England. I was getting stuff out of New England. I was getting British. I was getting stuff from Britain and Japan.
Really?
Satellite dish. Yeah.
I guess the big old dishes back in the day. Yeah, there was no way
to. No, this was an actual satellite dish, like a big ass something you see at NASA.
Yep.
This thing was huge, sitting in the middle of our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put in a coordinate. That motherfucker would be like, it'd take 30 minutes to move. It's like 2 minutes to move around and shit. Like this shit. I'm like, and God forbid a drop of rain hit that motherfucker, boy. That was a wrap.
Yeah. But just think about if you would have known really how to get the right coordinates for Connecticut, you could have seen everything before it aired.
True.
Because that's what we used to do DC at the Zone. One of the guys in production, you would go ahead and put that program in. We watched SmackDown as they were taping it. And then, we would go back and watch it on Friday before they would go and do everything live, because they would do reshoots. And everything was being broadcast back to Connecticut, to Titan Tower, so that way they could edit it and do everything else. So, the most iconic one that we watched, there's so much more that was filmed for that grocery store scene between Stone Cold and Booker T. A lot of it they had to put a cutting room floor because they kept laughing because it was just so funny and absurd to them. Booker, you could hear him, that fool tried to mask his laughter because they were just cutting up the entire time. You know, that was 2 hours worth of filming right there. We just sitting there just watching it. Man, it was some good times back in the day, man. Then it went live. It ruined everything, goddammit. But either way, you know, hopefully it's just a little glimpse to what was happening in North Carolina. I'm quite sure in your neck of the woods, you have, you know, something close or similar between cable and network television that, you know, gave you the opportunity to just watch professional wrestling back at that point before we really got into, you know, the sports entertainment side of everything. But if nothing else, you know, that Superstation at 605, that's what it was all about. You know, when it came down to it, if nothing else, you had to be at somebody's house at 605 to catch you some WCW. So, fellas, pretty good show. Saturday night's main event. You know, you could go watch it. It wasn't anything epic, to be honest with you. I know we're post Saturday night's main event. Talked about, you know, a quick mention of Jay Cargill beat Tiffany Stratton in the squash. CM Punk is your new champion. You know, depends on how you feel about it, but we know that's probably the setup for Seth Rollins when he returns at Mania. So that's just setting that up and stretching that out for a championship match of some kind there. And then Cody and Drew, KG sent the message out to us in our chat. We knew how that was ending. So, and then Dominic being Dominic. And we knew he wasn't losing that belt because he's got Cena on the horizon. So it was a show. I'm quite sure ESPN is going to bury it and probably call it a C show. I'll give it maybe a C plus, low B.
Was it on ESPN?
Well, no, but I'm quite sure when they review it. Because that's his regular column. He's not just reviewing it just because it was on the network.
Oh.
He was just reviewing it. So what would be interesting to see what, you know, he gives that and setting up for Survivor Series. But KG, you got anything for the crew?
I just wanted to say that Seth and Cody was match of the night. They started off with a bang and then kind of slowly went downhill after that.
You mean McIntyre and Cody?
Yeah, I'm sorry. McIntyre and Cody was the match of the night. That was
freaking out like, hold up. What that match at? Was that a dark match?
Yeah, super dark.
What about you, Sumo?
Yeah, like I said, it was pretty much a raw program. Nothing to get too excited about. Like Jay Cargill's win was rather anticlimactic, you know, the way, in my opinion. I was just like, you know, what happened. I would probably agree with you on Seth and there you got me saying it now. Cody and Drew being the match of the night. You know, they started out pretty well. Yeah, not too much to say about it, really. You know, it was what it was.
Yep. And he started early.
They announced that tournament, you know, that kind of shut everything down for me anyway. So
yeah. So hey, at the end of the day, you got us. And you got us starting on Sunday with the Sunday Rise. Monday, you got Pretenders and Contenders and in the passenger seat, I believe. Tuesday, you have Drive Time. Wednesday, and also Tuesday Night Flight. Wednesday, do we have something on Wednesday? I guess in the passenger seat on Wednesdays as well. Remember, we plugged this Wednesday coming up once again. Bishop
Don't forget nothing but net.
No, well, every time I wanted to talk about some shit, y'all told me I can't talk about it. So I'll talk about it when we talk about it. So don't forget about In the Pasture Seat this week. Check out Jack on his great interview with Bishop McNamara. Thursday night throwdown. Fridays we'll have some content coming very soon to a Friday evening near you, and then that brings you back to good old us, your Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, the mothership. So if nothing else, gentlemen, hey man, I'm at the point where it's time to diversify some bombs.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Peace.